Nelson. Here's a look at what's going on this week in the news. We begin with news from Rome. Pope Francis celebrated a Mass at Rome's Church of All Saints March 7th to commemorate a special anniversary. Rome Reports has more.
It was not a normal parish visit. Pope Francis came to the Church of Ognissanti in Rome for a special anniversary. 50 years ago, the first Mass in a common language was given here. Before, Mass had only been celebrated in Latin. The Pope used the same sacred vessels, the same lectern, and the same candlesticks as Paul VI had that day.
La liturgia non è una cosa strana, là, lontana. E mentre si celebra io penso a tante cose o prego il rosario. No, c'è una corrispondenza fra la celebrazione liturgica che poi io porto nella mia vita.
The Pope says the key is to have harmony between the liturgy and a Christian's daily life. For example, he said that a Catholic cannot mistreat others and still be content to go to Mass.
Il discepolo di Gesù non va in chiesa solo per osservare un precetto, per sentirsi a posto con un Dio che poi non deve disturbare troppo. Ma io, Signore, vado tutte le domeniche, compio, tu non immischiarti nella mia vita, non disturbarmi. Questo è l'atteggiamento di tanti cattolici, Tanti.
In news now from around the world, Christian leaders are calling once again for help for Syrian Christians as Islamic State militants stepped up attacks against their towns in northern Syria. The March attacks follow a raid by Islamic State militants on a cluster of villages along the Kabor River February 23rd, in which more than 220 Assyrian Christian residents and other minorities were abducted. A statement issued by the Syriac National Council of Syria, the European Syriac Union, and the Christian Coalition for Syria said Islamic State militants seized all villages on the south bank of the Kabor and several villages on the north bank. Catholic News Service obtained a copy of the statement, which warned that the extremist group will try to cross the Kabor with large number of fighters and heavy weapons vastly stronger than the lightly armed self-defense forces of both Christians and Kurds in that area. The statement went on to say that there is an urgent need for more international, humanitarian, and military assistance, saying 1.5 million Christians, Kurds, and other civilians are at risk. In news now from the Vatican, more than 100 religious, medical, and legal experts attended a workshop dedicated to assisting the elderly and palliative care. The event was sponsored by the Pontifical Academy for Life and held at the Vatican. The major message that experts at the conference agreed on was that legalizing euthanasia risks undermining people's access to loving, holistic care as they face the natural end of their life. Bishop Noel Simard of Valleyfield, Quebec, said that as more parts of the world, like in Quebec last year, pass right-to-die legislation allowing the terminally ill to request lethal drugs, euthanasia is being treated as if it were a legitimate form of medical care. Richard Duerflinger, Associate Director of the U.S. Bishop's Secretariat for Pro-Life Activities, said if euthanasia becomes seen as the quick fix, even fewer doctors will learn the real art of palliative care for patients with a terminal disease. Palliative care includes pain control, treatment of depression and other symptoms, along with spiritual care. We go back to Rome now. Pope Francis visited the parish of St. Mary, Mother of the Redeemer, located in an area of Rome which has had its share of struggles. The Pope spent nearly 4 hours at the parish, meeting with parishioners and offering some encouraging words. Rome Reports has more.
The parish that Pope Francis visited on Sunday is in an area of Rome hit hard by unemployment and drugs. Local people looked forward to the visit and they were obviously excited. Pope Francis not only celebrated Mass in the parish, but also met with children, sick, and the elderly. Poignant moments came during the last meeting. The sick offered the Pope some gifts, like this rosary made with bread balls. Pope Francis greeted all 100 of the patients one by one. Most were elderly, but not all. At the end, he said a few words.
I signori mai ci abbandonano, quando vengono i momenti brutti, un po' di nostalgia, un po' di tristezza, i lacrimoni che vengono, lì il pianto, facciamo così con la mano, Signore, io so che tu sei qui, mai ci abbandoni. Forse diciamo, tu sei qui, ma il momento brutto lo passo io, ma lui ha vissuto il momento brutto sulla croce. E vi ricordate, lui è stato il primo a fare strada per tutti noi.
And finally in the news, on International Women's Day, March 8th, Pope Francis thanked women who in thousands of ways witness to the gospel and work in the church. The Vatican held a 5-hour celebration of the ways Christian women minister to their sisters who are poor, sick, excluded from education, victims of human trafficking and exploitation. The celebration, Voices of Faith, also included a session in which participants expressed their hopes and dreams for fuller involvement of women in church decision-making. Chantel Gertz, Executive Director of the Fidel Gertz Foundation and Chief Organizer of the celebration, said that they are trying to change mindsets by showing what women really do in the church. Gertz and other women executives of Catholic foundations have been visiting the Vatican annually since 2007, meeting top officials and discussing ways to elevate women to positions of leadership and decision-making. Well, that is all the information we have for you this time. I'm Kevin Nelson. Don't forget, you can keep up to date on Catholic news throughout the week with Catholic Newsbreak right here on the Catholic TV network.